Welcome to
I
Mugcord
just
Podcast or whatever this is.
no,
Hey,
this is a
Josh,
Mugcast discussion video.
Okay, welcome to Mugcord discussion video.
it is
Today we're
Mugcore Drama Bro.
discussing. Alright, Bando, take the lead.
Are you not
Uh,
going to tell them what we're discussing?
No, Bando's
okay,
taking the lead.
alright, we're discussing the recent changes that Unity made to their terms of service. Josh, you wanted to talk about it. Like you want to give your opinion on it. So go
Yeah,
ahead.
I think Unity are doing. They're doing that classic business move of deciding suddenly, hey, all of you owe us money now, because we were offering this free service before, but well, what if we could make money off of it? So now, give us money or else. And you don't have a say in this, by the way. Give us money, and it's like, wow, that is just pathetic, isn't it? To think like one of the most accessible tools for games design and getting to create your own game is now, ruining that just for everybody, all for the sake of like a little bit more cash is it sucks a lot, really. Um, and the story I was going to lead with is the Cult of the Lamb developers on their Twitter page recently posted a little tweet basically saying, "Hey, if you want Cult of the Lamb, buy it now because we're deleting it from Steam January 1st." Which, yeah, no, they're a small indie team, and their game is reasonably successful. Which that doesn't actually translate to much money for them, you know. Um, but for Unity, those downloads, uh, that's with the fucking prices they're charging. The Cult of the Lamb devs won't be able to pay that, so they're deleting the game, which is based like. How, Unity is expecting a bunch of small like indie programmers and teams that like don't have very much money to suddenly just pay them like a lot of money um for a free feature, and it's just shit. It sucks for the developers. It's not even gonna give Unity like a marginal profit increase. Some shareholders will be slightly happier, and it's like that is not worth the ways in which you have immediately made game development less accessible. Um, that's my take. It's just a bad, shitty thing that a bad, shitty company is doing. Um, you love to see it.
How come all the companies that are like doing this has been like repeated so many times? Taking as a D&D fan yourself, what do you think about the D&D like situation? It was basically very similar recently.
What do you mean?
Like D&D did like a Wizard of the Coast basically released like the whole thing where if you're making like a certain amount of money based on D&D content, you have to give them like royalties, and then it led to a lot of backlash, and then they like sort of put that back, but like not like fully. I'm pretty sure even like
No,
just a
I
little
didn't
bit.
hear about that.
Damn, that's crazy. I thought you would have heard about it. But yeah,
I mean, it
basically
sounds
the
like the
very
usual.
similar situation recently with Wizard
Mm-hmm.
of the Coast doing the same thing for D&D, and I'm pretty sure that one actually was like successfully mostly beaten back. Like D&D content creators did not have to pay massive royalties
Yeah.
to Blizzards of the Coast because basically everyone found on Wizard of the Coast on the internet for like 2 weeks straight, and
Mm-hmm.
they kind of like realized, oh no, there's a no. This breaks like the whole mold of like every public like all publicity is good publicity. No, no, this was actually like everyone hated Wizard of the Coast, and then they like pathetically pulled back on it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I just saw Hathana, like from Pokemon.
Yo.
This is a sign that everyone on the internet should just like firebomb Unity, the developer, like the owners of it.
I
It,
I hope they do, and I hope it works because like this is one of those changes where the ramifications of it going poorly are that we just lose tons of potential game developers. They cannot get into the hobby anymore.
I don't know what Ruby thinks about this as a game developer.
She'll be pissed off. She'll be much more angry about it than I am as well.
Oh, yeah,
Actually,
Ruby be like just finishes like the game developer degree, the like free accessible game developing engine software. Oh yeah, now you can't use it anymore.
I think Ruby made a lot of her stuff in Unity, by the way, as well. So like,
I mean, definitely, right? I'm pretty sure universities use Unity a lot because of like this. So I guess
yeah,
maybe universities will stop using Unity as well.
did they add a lowland Sansura as well as normal Sansura? Does this bitch just sound
Probably.
like a shiny Sansura?
I doubt it.
It would be weird
Okay.
if they like added only like one version of a Pokemon.
It wouldn't be that weird.
It'd be pretty weird.
Okay. As a side note, Whooper and Paldean Whooper are like different Pokedex entries in this game, which is
But
weird
because
to
they're
me.
not the same thing.
I know, but I would have expected regional variants to just occupy the same slot if they both exist in the same
No,
game.
they don't. They're not the same thing.
Oh yeah, they sent our fucking.
And Clodsire isn't even a little like
Yeah,
Paldean.
not Clodsire and Quagsire. But
Clodsire is
like,
a completely new Pokemon.
yeah, but Whooper is the same
Yeah,
for both of them.
Whooper is a regional variant.
Yeah,
Yeah, regional variants still are not the same thing, so they have different slots.
fair enough. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Unity should. Every CEO of Unity should kill themselves.
But there's only like one CEO in the
The
company,
CEO
right?
of Unity should like ritual suicide.
So
Is
true.
Unity, I mean, Unity is like the engine name, right? Like Unity's not the company name, is it?
Isn't it?
I don't know.
Would
I
assume
don't
so.
have any adamant mints.
Who owns Unity?
What the fuck was that?
It's messed up.
That was not a Pokemon I've ever seen before.
Unity.
Yes, it
Oh,
was.
okay. The company's called Unity Technology.
Oh, okay. But yeah, we
Wait,
can
is
see
it?
the Unity CEO should kill himself.
Founded in Copenhagen, Danish people be like,
Yikes.
Ed Eric, fuck you. This is your fault.
Eric caused all of this.
Eric
Headquarters
watches
San
every
Francisco.
Mugcast YouTube video,
Of
and he's gonna be
course.
very mad about hearing that.
Sorry,
I don't
Eric.
think he watches them. If he watches them, thank you for watching.
If Eric watches every Mugcast video, that's like the most base thing ever.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
True.
I actually
What
would
Eric
like.
watches this Mugcast video.
I actually would like
Then
to
he'll
know.
hear us
like,
talking about him.
Who actually are the
Sure.
people that watch your Mocko YouTube videos?
Me.
But I mean, like, yeah, but like, it's not just you. So like, but,
I
like
think
the other
it
ones are
is.
not.
How
Josh,
do
you're
you
not
get
10.
on- Oh, wait.
You're not 10 views.
Yeah, but what were the videos that don't get 10 views?
I mean, yeah, obviously, only though, like if a video gets 2 views, then I know you were the only one who watched them. And Tekken, maybe probably.
Are you saying you don't watch Mugcord?
But I said if a video only has 2 views.
That's fucked up, dude.
What's that thing? Okay.
What's your favorite episode in any cartoon or show or anime you've ever watched?
Is that the Webcord QOTD?
Yeah.
I really
Fuck
love
me,
Demon
that is a
Slayer
hard one.
episode. I really love Demon Slayer episode 19. That was like that probably
Yo,
peak
so
of anime
true.
made of all time.
I agree. That's my answer as well.
I think that's like a funny take on one end. Like obviously it's like sarcastic, but that episode is actually good. Like
Well,
people
yeah.
hate on that episode really do it just to be like contrarians. Oh, I
Of
don't like
course.
animation music.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you don't like Cool Sakuga. Nobody hates Cool Sakuga.
Yo, they added swine.
Oh no. People be like, Horus should be OU every single generation, and this is like Game Freak hating on Gen 1 for some reason. Like, they're actually the worst take ever.
Bando, literally nobody ever has ever said that.
I literally just got a video commented, which is like
Tauros?
Taurus got destroyed by like Game Freak. Like Taurus was like murdered by Game Freak.
That is
Which-
the one person to ever say that.
To be fair, I've heard like other people who like play Gen 1 competitively talk about how like Taurus being like not good and like not crazy broken in Gen 2 is like a crime, which is like no. I think Taurus being nerfed was perfectly fine. Like for example, people saying that like Taurus being able to use special attacks because like the special attack and special defense thing was not well done in Gen 1. There was like a crime. It's like no, I think it's actually like super reasonable that the bull is not very good at like shooting fireballs.
That's stupid.
People sometimes have just really bad takes. Like they like something competitively and they're like, I think we should ignore thematic appropriality and just like have something be good competitively. There's some people who are like that, and those people are weird. I don't get it. Like
You're weird. Yeah.
It's true, Bando is weird.
I think it would be cool if Game Freak does something like fun for competitive Pokemon, but I do also agree that they don't need to like focus on it to that degree.
Let me find Webcord. Let me
I
find
just want the
question
games
of
to
the
be
day.
casually good before anything else.
I love casual games like Candy Crush.
I don't. That's not what I'm going for, Bando. I just mean like, you know, you
Like
know,
Plants vs Zombies
I'm
one.
just playing the game as like a normal person.
What's my actual favorite episode?
Yeah, no, this is one I've been stuck on.
Wasn't
like,
there a 3x3 with this? Maybe I can see what I said for that.
I never think about single episodes.
I think there might have been a 3x3.
I could be thinking like maybe I could think about like chapters. Chapters, I think maybe.
That's not the question, you cheater!
I don't watch anime.
You've seen enough anime, Bando.
Let's see.
Manga episode 10 comes to mind for me. That's the Homura backstory
Wait, where's this?
episode.
Oh,
Yeah, fuck
3x3
Homura.
images.
That's a lie. I actually like the more episode the most as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so I said Carolyn Tuesday episode 24, Your Line April episode
what I said.
13, Haikyuu episode 11 to the top, Evangelion episode 26, Evangelion episode 25, Hunter x Hunter episode 131, Fairy Ranmaru episode 1.
That's
Is
really
that true, Tagan? Is that a real thing?
Violet Evergarden episode 7 in Attack on Titan episode 53.
I think episode 7 of Violet Evergarden as your favorite is like a very unique take.
Is it? Which one was that?
I think I don't even remember what episode 7 was, but like if you like Violet Evergarden, I think the favorite is supposed to be episode 10, which is the letter episode.
Episode 7.
Letter isn't helpful. The episode where the kid's like parent like writes them letters every
Don't
day.
you like Maho Shorter Side?
Oh, it was the father-daughter episode, I think.
Okay. Bando, the answer is complicated.
Okay, what do you think about this answer? First and second episode of Maho Shorter Side.
I cannot imagine being a person to seriously answer that. Like, I think Maho Shoujo Site is funny. It's a combination of so bad it's good and also earnestly attempting to be good. But also being kind of like parody-ish? I don't know, it's complicated. But I don't think like favorite episode of a show, Maho Shoujo Site should really clip. And especially not the first or second episode. Like those, there's not really a lot that happens in those. It's kind of just like, this is the episode where the girl gets like punched by her brother in like her womb and she throws up or something.
Yeah, but that's awesome.
And there's like an attempted rape scene, and it's
Nice.
Like,
I
it's
was
just,
on
like,
YouTube. I mean, bad.
Dude, it's fucking nuts barking, but for magical girls.
That's awesome.
Wait, we're still. I thought the unit discussion was over.
Oh, do you want me to end the episode?
No, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Sure, yeah. This is now an episode about your favorite anime episodes or cartoon or whatever. I'm glad that like TV shows as live action isn't like an option that's on the table.
Well, yeah. Why would it be?
Yeah, you're right. Actually, there's no such thing as
Nando, you're a fucking
television.
nerd.
Who?
The real
to
answer
me-
is I never focus on individual limitations to a story
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
true.
I always like to look at the stories on a whole scale.
And, I don't think you're wrong for feeling that way.
But you're a
But I
nerd.
also
The thing
don't
is,
think
before someone asks me like the question, "What is your favorite episode?" I literally never think about episodes like that. I never think about that.
It's I don't think that's.
I always think about, do I like the story as a whole? Do I like the media as
think
a
that's
whole?
fine.
I never think. I think this like certain like the only time I think about that is like things like Mars Red, where like the first episode is really good and the rest of the show is like pee pee poo bad.
But no, I mean, I don't think you're wrong to like feel that way, Bando. But I do think limitations is a really bad word to use there.
Nah, I think like an episode is like, for most media, a single episode is like such a small scale that like focusing on it is like strange to me, unless the episode is like specifically intended to be like a very episodic one. Like
Okay.
I mean,
So, I went through Mugcourt and typed from Tegenbergs with best episode. There was One Piece episode 1062, which I think is the
63
Zoro
plus.
one.
yeah, it is. I remember because I watched it.
Let me see. I can't jump to this message for some reason. There was Jujutsu Kaisen episode 19. Best episode of Mugcourt Reacts. Best episode of
episode
Spring
19 was also good.
2022 was the Kaguya-sama one where they kissed.
That seems great.
Um,
Yeah.
There's free group watch where Ren and Haru slept together.
That's what's fucking immaculate. Yeah.
Um, the Q episode with
Yeah,
the
no,
with the one
obviously.
girl.
You're
Um,
you're not giving enough detail.
the one with the hat and the polka dot shirt. My favorite Q girl. Come on.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Um,
Oh, by the way, on the Unity thing, Wolfie says fucking bullshit. EOB says if anyone keeps using Unity, I'd be amazed. That's an earlier discussion, but I thought it relevant to bring that up.
oh, Sakugan episode 1.
Sakugan episode. I was really, really looking forward to Sakugan, and I was so happy that I was right about the first episode.
True. Alright. Dorohedoro baseball episode.
True.
Doro baseball episode is a bang.
God, that's still like my go-to for like the funniest joke I've heard in an anime.
And Doro episodes in general, like a lot of them are like pretty good.
Dorohedoro was brilliant all around. Absolutely.
I think it's
fucking
rare. Like
hilarious.
most of the episodes have like a really good moment at least, where like you would feel bored. The baseball episode definitely is like a very unique spin on a baseball episode that most people like enjoy a lot.
It's just funny
Oh.
as well.
And the last episode of Darling in the Franxx.
And Penny, you like
Okay,
Darling in the
no,
No,
I don't know
I
what
said
happens-
what happened here is I said there's only one episode of Darling left. I just really don't want to watch it. And then Josh said the best episode.
I don't know why I said that.
Oh,
Hmm.
you know what actually comes to mind? The ReZero Dad episode. I think that one is actually like just like if you want, you don't even have to like know ReZero. If you just watch it one episode, you're like, oh yeah, that's like very good, very
Yeah, but, like
that was just
The-
very lovely.
the reason I kind of criticized you using limitations as the word choice there, Pando, is because like storytellers are aware of, like in the case of anime, that they are working in a 24-minute at a time space. And they have to do a lot to make sure that something works within that 24-minute space,
And
you know?
The thing
I-
is, I agree on one end, but on another end, like most anime are adaptations, so they don't have like that many choices. Actually, they have like you have
They
to like
still
put
do,
most
to
of
be fair.
you have to
Um,
put most of the like manga things in there to like make sure that like you can't like skip like important information, for example. So you
You
can't
can't
like
skip important
perfectly-
information, but you
Sometimes
can
it's
reorder
hard
it
to,
down
like-
to a decent amount.
the thing
To
is
be
like
clear,
certain
Bando, I'm not criticizing you for wanting to view media holistically. I don't. I
Yeah.
think that's completely.
the thing is, I just
I
think
am.
most of the time they don't have a choice to like, because like if you have to like adapt something, like you don't necessarily have like the perfect creative freedom to like try to really focus on like an episode being like perfect. Because
I do
Because
think they
the thing is-
have more choice.
the thing
than
is,
you're
the
letting
kind of
on, though.
episodes you think about are like episodes that feel from start to finish crafted to like fit like this one episode. Like, but
Well, even
like
something like the
but I would
Girls
say
Last
most
Tour
anime
anime
episodes are not, like-
adaptation. Each
I most-
episode will adapt like 3 chapters, but then occasionally they'll take an episode to adapt like a single chapter, and they'll just think like
That's pretty
this has enough content to work as an entire.
I think Girls Last Tour is
like,
also a
24
media
minutes
piece,
piece.
which is like a bit different because it's very
yeah,
short.
yeah, but to be
the
fair, both
chapters
the
for the most
manga
part are
and
not
anime
supposed-
are.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the chapters
they're-
are also not like Girls Last Tour will like generally not spend a lot of time explaining like deep lore that's going to be important in like 50
Yeah.
chapters later.
Like there's continuity, but it's not like
I guess
it's not such that if you skip an episode or something, you're not.
guess
going
it's just
to be
the
able to
thing,
make sense of
for
what just
some
happened.
it depends on stories. Like some
Yeah,
stories
that's
are
actually
made are
yeah.
like designed to be like consumed holistically. Like I guess for some leave more room for like individual like sequences to be like of very high important. Because yeah, like sometimes a story payoff cannot be done in one episode, right? And like by like focusing on an episode, you're like excluding like some of the best moments possible because you're saying, oh, basically you have to like sum it up into 24 minutes. I don't want like a very long big payoff that like takes many episodes to like be like accomplished.
No, I mean that's like. There's a degree to which that's kind of just art for you. You're working with the fact that you've got both of those things as like options on the table, an entire holistic narrative across however many episodes, versus
Yeah.
making an
Well, that's probably-
individual thing that works. Like not strictly by itself, because obviously, if you watch an episode 8 and by itself, you shouldn't really expect that to work as a standalone piece of art because it's presuming that you're watching the first
Well,
7 episodes as context
that's
as
the thing.
well.
You can
Um,
often like sometimes production actually like, makes an episode that is kind of like stands on its own, and then it's often like very much the case where the episode is designed to be like an episode like that.
yeah,
But
it's,
most episodes have that not in mind. Most episodes like bring information like the average anime
they
episode
assume
brings a
that you
bunch of
have
like
retained the information from the
yeah
rest of the series. Uh,
yeah, or like they establish information that will be important later, or like all that stuff. Maybe they just expand the world, which like you might not be interested in like for a single episode, but like the fans of a long-term series might just enjoy hearing more about the world that this story takes place in. This is why like an episodic limit is like really hard because like it does limit art. Like realistically speaking, if you like focus on this, like if everything was this looked at for this narrative of like episodes have to like stand out on their own like that, you would massively limit art.
yeah. To be fair, that's one of those other things where it's like, well, it's up to the creator what they decide to do. If
Well,
you've
yeah,
got like a long running series where every episode is like building towards a greater thing, you are less likely to kind of try to make each episode like a fully standalone
mostly
thing.
most anime are like that.
There are
Most anime are
episodes
like
where it's just like, and then the plot advance, you
yeah,
know. But then you get like, largely in single core shows that are slightly more experimental. Particularly in the case of original anime, you might be more likely to get like every episode kind of works as
the
its
original
own
anime
thing.
definitely have the benefit of like you don't have to adapt anything. You're completely
Yeah,
given
yeah.
free choices. So
Something like Flip
it is.
Flappers, which I don't believe you've seen, Bando. Like
I've
every
watched
episode.
episodes.
Okay, yeah. Every episode does its own thing, and that is something that's like a luxury that Flip Flappers is
Yeah,
afforded
that is
because
the
of
thing about
the
anime.
nature of the story.
Yeah, that's the thing about like the whole episodic thing. Like especially those sort of shows have like just a massive leg up when it comes to like being able to perfectly design their episodes like from start to finish to like what like the material that happens there. They have like the perfect choices to like write it in a way where it perfectly fits like into a 24-minute episodes. But you don't
Yeah.
have that with adaptations, which are designed for a different format.
You you can have it, I would say,
And sometimes
but
like the
it
story
depends
works
what
out.
you're adapting.
Sometimes the
Yeah.
story works out
Uh,
well where you can make like a banger episode. You often have to like shave things down to like a specific thing, which I don't think every story has like every story moment has the ability to be shaved down, like have like this really impactful good episode. But often you will
Yeah.
find like a moment where you can do that.
Yeah, no, to be
But yeah,
fair, that's like that's one of the very like
it's one of
complicated
those
things
things.
about
It's one of those things
adaptations.
where a lot of things have to like come together. Like you need to have like the original source material has to give you like obviously provide you the story bit that like works for like what you're going for with, and then you have to have like most of the time like a very talented person who's able to like convey that. I mean, like multiple people obviously. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Guys, what
like
type is Carbink?
Rock
Fairy Rock.
Fairy.
Rock Fairy. Okay, I'll use points. Thanks.
Josh doesn't know that
Alright.
Perry Riz-
Kill said
sorry.
episode 1 of Godzilla
Josh,
Singular
you just-
Point back in April of 2021.
Okay, that is a really good episode. Although, like, before I
didn't
remember from the show, I don't think Godzilla is a show where even though it's original, Bando, you're just saying like you prefer to consume things holistically. Godzilla is a show that I like see holistically. I don't remember any given episode as much as I remember the entire experience of watching Godzilla SP, which was a
I think
banger
most.
fucking
I
show,
think
by
about
the
most
way.
things like that. As I said, like
Yeah.
rarely I think about like the examples are most of the time where shows have good episodes and then the rest of the show is mid. Like Mars Red is the biggest example because it's not just mid; it's just god awful dog shit. But then you all have what's the like white hair boy show that Zoe really likes. That first episode was also like really 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 good, but the rest of the show was kind of
I don't even know what's.
I don't know what you're talking about.
your eternity, your eternity.
Oh
Danmachi?
yeah, yeah. No, To Your Eternity.
Yeah, that one.
That's
I don't
so.
agree. The first episode of that was like a banger, and then the rest of the show was kind of mid, and we all dropped it.
I didn't think the first episode was a banger, but I did think it was very good. For me, I think that first episode was like I could kind of see like all the tropes anyway, and it was like this
I think
doesn't
this
feel.
season we're probably all gonna think about Zom 100 like that because I'm pretty sure everyone agrees that the first episode was a banger, but the rest of the show is not like the first episode.
I mean, I have been
Like even if you
keeping
like
up.
it, even the people who like it, like will agree. Oh yeah, the first episode like was perfectly crafted as a like good first episode, and then the rest of the show is more like regular anime. They were just not try like where it's not like specifically focusing on trying to make one episode as good as possible, as thematically like awesome as possible.
I suppose, but I don't know. Like I'm like 2 episodes behind on the show by now actually because I've completely
you-
lost track of what the fuck the release schedule is supposed to be anymore. Um, but like the most recent episode I watched was one that was largely set within, or not largely set within, but the focal moments of it were set within like an aquarium, and
No
that
zombie fish.
zombie sharks.
That's pretty awesome.
It went hard as fuck actually. Um, so you know, my 2 Pokemon died. Let's use.
But yeah, there's a lot of like very big games that actually were made in Unity, like Fate Grand Order, and I think Hearthstone.
Oh yeah,
is
no,
also made in
yeah, no. It's gonna fuck up a lot more people than just indie devs. Like I used indie devs as the examples because they're the ones that I feel like.
This is actually like one of those things where I think this is something that Unity might lose. Like you can always go after the indie devs, but the second you target like a big company, yeah, you get destroyed. And things like Fate and like Blizzard, for example, is affected by this. I get the feeling that Unity might be sued out of their ass for this. You can screw over the common person as much as you want, but you can't screw over big corporations.
Yeah. Shall see, shall see. But no, like God, trying to think of my. I think. How am I wording this?
Like, okay, what are the games made in Unity?
I'm not
Outer
caring about that one anymore. I'm back on favorite episode things.
Yeah, you can think about that. I'm like just looking up like games made in Unity.
Das Antihero said Momo and Rika episode. Momo and Rika had hands down the best episode in the series.
That's like this Momo and Rika.
In what? The thing is, there's like a very clear, singular
No,
defined.
Hollow Knight is made in Unity. That sucks.
Damn.
Subnautica. That's a game that people like.
Is there
Pokemon
a
Go.
reach-
Oh no, they're messing with Pokemon companies.
Guys, is there a regional golem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alola. Come on, man.
Does it just golem but all black?
That Josh with the racism again.
Josh, you can't be racist.
That's just a descriptor.
I wouldn't call it all black. He's like a beard. That's like an important part.
This golem does not have a beard.
Well, did it sparkle? Is it shiny?
I think
If
Josh
this-
is talking about he's talking about like the Gen 8 Pokemon that is like a furnace fire thing.
No, I'm
Gargle.
talking about golem.
Colossal.
A Pokemon
Colossal?
golem.
No, I'm pretty sure you're talking about like Colossal.
Yeah, it sounds like
or
you're talking
whatever.
about
No.
Colossal.
Dude, there's a golem on screen.
Josh, I think you're talking about Colossal.
Does this trainer have a shiny golem?
No.
Josh, can you like take a like photo of your Switch or like turn your like cam on or something like for us? I'm pretty sure you're just talking about Colossal.
I'm not.
Like I'm pretty sure you are.
Why does it look like that?
Odd Taxi episode 4.
No, I think
have-
episode 4 was the banger. I always forget about that one.
Like, I don't remember what episode 4 was like by.
It is the gamer
Is-
one.
is-
episode 4,
yeah.
but it's absolutely that one.
Of course.
That episode's fan-fucking-tastic.
That
let's,
episode is like yeah, it's definitely the best one because it's one again like one of those like single contained episodes.
I sent a photo of Golem.
Where you send it? Come on, Josh.
In general,
It's just how
That's
Golem
literally
looks.
just a golem. Are you serious?
it's fucking great.
It's golem.
It's like the light. It's like the lighting at best. It's just how
Come
Golem
on,
looks.
Josh. Trainers don't have shiny
like a wolf.
Pokemon.
I'll just say that
BNA episode 1.
It's literally just how Golem looks.
the
and, like,
first episode of
the lighting
BNA
is
was really,
dark.
really good and visually like fucking stunning. I don't know if it was like an all-time sort of standout
Hey guys,
for
guys,
me
guys,
though.
guys. Check out this. This is awesome.
I'll take a look in a minute.
I don't get it.
He's scared.
That's pretty awesome. fuck me, that dude fucked me up.
Josh just lost to a golem. What the fuck?
That's really embarrassing.
Not
Yo,
just the golem. by
Slow
the
start
way.
episode 6.
I do not specifically remember. Look, I like Slow
Fake
Start.
fan, fake
I hate
fan.
Slow
I
Start.
have a
I
sneaking
absolutely
suspicion
despise
that
Slow
no
Start.
singular episode of Slow Start is one of my favorite anime episodes of all time.
Because Slow Start is bad.
I like it, you know.
Nah, Slow Start is
um,
awful.
Episode 6 of 22/7.
That's the beach episode.
Nice.
I can't believe Tekken hasn't made a poor Ori joke yet.
I'm just scrolling through Mugcord search results for people saying best episode.
For what's worth, like, there's no
Um,
singular best episode of Pride of Orange because that's the entire show.
That's
Um,
a good one, Josh. That's a good song.
Yeah. Although the beach episode of Pearl Harbor is very good and comical or whatever.
Episode 13 of Monogatari.
Did I say that? Because I think I was the most recent person
Well,
to watch
you
that.
mentioned that you were going to watch it, and then I think it was Asti said it was the best episode.
Oh,
Okay.
alright. So,
That's the
me come out
episode
that
where I
JJK
believe...
Season 2, Episode 1 was one of the best episodes they have seen in a while in anime.
Yeah.
Which one?
But no, I think that episode of
JJK
Monogatari
second
is where-
season, Episode 1.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was a good episode.
I think the episode of Monogatari is where Araragi and Sanjogahara, like, go stargazing
But
together.
Tegan Berg said that One Piece Episode 1062 was
Yeah,
the
we already
best
talked
episode
about
ever.
this. Mars Red episode 1.
Well, yeah.
Yo, the best Mug episode ever.
There's actually quite a number of episodes that I could apply to, because Mug Season 2 was, like, really cracked for some
Yeah, I don't
reason.
know which one they're talking about here. Oh, it's season 2, episode 9.
I don't remember,
don't
off the
remember
top
what
of
that
my head
was.
what that was, but...
All the time people are just talking about like the best episode of this series.
Mug season
or the
2,
best
episode
episode of
11. Assault Lily soda episode.
What about the
yeah,
episode?
yeah, actually, fuck yeah, no, based, correct.
What about like,
it's just-
is there like any Vinland episode that people really like?
All of them. Episode
Yeah.
7 of Kids on the Slope.
The Vinland, like, death episode that I mentioned the other day is, like, my Vinland episode. That one just...
Apparently, the last episode of Vinland
Stunning.
Saga original season is Tegan's favorite, according to this Tegan message from the last year.
Nice.
That checks out, the last episode's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
What was I even going? That's why I hate Pokemon now.
Yuru Yuri season 2, episode 11.
I don't remember what happened in that specific
Fake
episode,
Apparently,
but I can
Wolfie
buy
said
it.
that Mate War final episode was one of the best episodes of all time.
Said what, sorry?
Like the Mate War anime, the Mate
Yeah,
Yakuza
I
anime.
doubt it.
I don't even feel like I recognize that by title.
I mean, the
Um,
Mate Yakuza anime from like seasons ago.
Nothing.
You should definitely watch that.
Steins
Like,
Gate
any
episode 1.
I talk about Way of the House Husband Bandit?
Steins Gate episode 1 is a good way to establish. No, that's not Way of the Husband. What are you talking about, Josh? It's a Mate show.
Josh, you dumbass.
Steins Gate
I-
episode 1 is a good one. There's a lot of good episodes. It's hard to pinpoint the best one for me. It's a good start. A lot of people agree that the start is really well done.
Holy fuck, they added Slugma,
Nice.
This guy.
like from the furnace.
Oh yeah, Super Cup episode 1.
True, actually, yeah. You know, Super Cup's another one where I don't really view the show holistically, but the first 3 episodes as like a self-contained sort of arc are like
good.
immaculate fiction.
Alright, so Eric Cookie
Listen.
said the best episode of anime ever is Wada 10 episode 12.
Yeah, fuck you,
that
Wolfie. That's
episode,
Wolfie, Yuki.
I'm pretty sure I actually remember what happens in that episode, and it's just they like put on a school play or whatever.
That's so stupid.
It's unbearably annoying.
Yo, the Penguin
Um,
episode of Estab Life.
Which singular Stop Life episode do I think is the most entertaining? That's hard. There's so many bangers. Let's change my Pokemon.
What is this? What is even this show?
What show?
Josh is
show?
talking about like an anime here, but I don't know what it is. It has like a maid girl. and is it a pink-haired girl and a dark-haired girl?
Just reply to the episode or something.
Oh,
If you just
what is
reply to it and ping me, I'll see it and I'll
add
be able to tell you.
Josh? How do you like this one?
Anime 5.
What
Oh,
if
that's Prima Doll.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Every episode. Fuck, Prima Doll killed me. Every episode of Prima Doll is the best one.
Apparently, you
Prima
said
Doll's so
unironically, this episode of Sonic is one of the best episodes of all time.
It might have
Sonic
been
does
about
not have
Sonic
any
X.
good episodes.
Okay, wait. When did I say this?
Yeah, there you go.
Sweet, Sonic X Group Watch. Oh, it's probably the one where he helps the disabled girl have like a meeting with the president or whatever. Unironically, best episode. I made a Yeah, that is the best episode of Sonic X, but it's it's an episode of Sonic X.
Yeah, it's super bad.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't exactly think in my best episodes of all time thing that Sonic X is really on the table.
Yeah, because it sucks.
Yeah. I realized I should just look at my little shelf of all the anime I have. K-On! Has some really good bangers on. I don't know if I would call any of them like my favorites of all time.
I feel like a show like K-On! Has like a hard potential to really even get to that because
Because it's
I
mid.
feel like it's really hard. I think it's hard to like have a episode that really like the thing is when we say like an episode that goes really hard, generally we mean like an episode that like emotionally grips us, and it's really hard to emotionally grip us with K-On!
I
Yeah.
disagree with that specific notion, although I will say that
No.
K-On! Is another one that fits into that more holistic thing we were talking about, where every episode, because they kind of just do whatever in any given episode, they, I think by design, don't necessarily stand out from one another, and you just kind of come away from the whole experience with whatever your given takeaway
You come out
is.
with a cool experience that was a cute girls episode where cute girl things happen.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I don't even remember, was there a K-On! Drama ever? Like sometimes I think.
There's like one episode where Ritsu gets mad at Mio for like it's like almost out of like a jealousy arc, and it's like then Ritsu's just like, oh, I was just sick, and it's like that was weirdly like melodramatic introduction and then completely like inconsequential resolution, and it is the singular weakest moment in K-On! And it's only in season 1, by the way. And, season 2 is the one that's, like, the way better season of K-On! So,
Wait, Bando, you dropped Sonic X?
Yeah.
Finish it.
No.
Fuck you.
Bitch.
There's probably individual episodes of Mob. Oh, yeah, the one Mob episode where Mob is like in the nightmare world. That is probably up there.
Dude, honestly, Mob episode-wise, I think season 2 episode 1, really.
What is season 2 episode 1 again?
It's the start of the new term, and that random girl, like, goes out with Mob.
No, that one is good.
Yeah.
That episode is good, but I think the episode where Mob is in like Psycho World is better.
I the first one really like gets.
I think
me,
that
to be fair.
I think
they're both great. It's fucking
the thing
Mob,
is
and it's
the thing is about
particularly
the thing about
season
that
2,
episode
like,
is that episode is more that one moment is like super good, but I think that episode is like one of those episodes where like the entire episode is like built around being an episode length, and that one like just bangs.
yeah,
like-
yeah.
But that's the thing, like when it comes to that one I would put more in like best anime moments, because that moment is really good, but like not that moment doesn't imprise more than like 5 minutes of the episode, I'm pretty sure. So the rest are like 15 minutes of like regular Mob stuff, which is fine, obviously.
I
But it's not
think
like
the episode sufficiently like earns its way to that point.
like I wouldn't say so. Like that moment is really good, but like that hour thing, like that hour one is like literally just one like from start to finish structured episode about like just the episode being really good.
I
To me,
suppose.
that is my opinion. I think
I
an
don't,
episode.
I don't not see where you're coming from or anything like that. Certainly.
I like both the episodes a lot, but the hour one I think is like consistently the entire episode like very good, but the hour one has like a peak more than the other one.
I suppose I can see that. Dude, I like the Place Japan region actually. It's surprisingly big.
Of course, you would like Place Japan
It
region.
is Place
Because you're
Japan.
elite. You
No, it's
are
just
the
I
Place
like
Japan.
reached like a hot spring that's got like terrastallation crystals inside of it, and it's like that just looks cool. That's just like a neat visual. Um, and that was more what put the thought in my mind actually. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's singular Love Live episodes that.
I would never think about Love Live
Hate
regarding
Die?
best episodes.
Like cool, whatever, guys.
But I've only watched like 2 seasons of Love Live Code, so I can't say
No,
much.
that's fine. The Satsuna episode of Nietzsche season 1 and Nietzsche season 2. Although to be fair, they kind of fit, the mob thing you just described, where it's more like a. There is a particular bit in these episodes that is like the highlight. In the case
The
of the
thing
season
is,
1
bits
episode,
is a lot
it's.
easier than episodes, I would think. Like, for example,
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Gurren Lagann, the movie version specifically, the final fight against the anti-spiral, that is like a 11 out of 10 one. When he transforms into the super long name
Yeah.
form,
It's okay,
that's
No
like one of those
spoilers.
things. Okay, you know how I would describe like a good moment? It's a moment where like sometimes you just feel like rewatching that moment.
No, I get that completely. For what's worth, I actually think that fight is like an entire episode's worth in TV, Gurren Lagann.
Actually,
Admittedly,
to be
it's a
fair,
bit different, I know.
the thing is, like, like even then, I'm speaking, I'm specifically thinking about like 3 minutes or something that are like really impactful. Like the fight itself is like, yeah, like, probably stretched out over like a bit, but especially like when he transforms, like that's the part that's important.
That's fair, that's fair. But no,
It helps that Gurren Lagann has probably one of the best epic musics. Like the
That's
Gurren
fair.
Lagann's, like Gurren Lagann is like so crazy. Like an
I actually
episode
need
will.
to rewatch, even if just to kind of
That
have
that
the soundtrack
that,
in mind.
that music bit is so good. Like every time in an episode where it starts playing, you immediately go from like just living your life to being in the zone.
Actually, I need to fucking check something really quickly. That isn't related to Gurren Lagann. It's because I was looking at my anime shelf.
Sometimes I'm confused about like how Gurren Lagann has like really embedded moments into my mind. While I don't particularly like as a holistic thing think Gurren Lagann is the best thing ever in the slightest. Like it is just like I always think that Kill la Kill is way better than Gurren Lagann.
Okay.
But Gurren Lagann has better moments as a whole, I think. Like the moments that Gurren Lagann goes hard is way better than the moments where
Gurren
Kill la Kill
Lagann
goes
and
hard.
Kill la Kill are the same show, but one of them is about mechs and one of them is about magical girls, and I like the
They're
mech
not.
one
They just
more,
aren't.
which is
They just
crazy
aren't.
to me.
They just aren't the same show, Josh. They really are different.
But Bando, I watched them when I was 16, so I don't even really remember.
You should rewatch them.
I was
maybe
actually
if you
older than
remember.
16, but I should also rewatch both of them.
I think they are very different.
Okay, so the thing I had to look up is I was looking at my my anime shelf for, shows that I have bought, because if I bought them, I must have liked them, a quite large amount. And
There's one thing I remember about Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill and Gurren Lagann have different structure. Where like I think the early parts in Gurren Lagann are stronger than the later parts. Well, in Kill la Kill it's the other way around. Where I think the early parts in Kill la Kill can like drag on a bit, but like the later portion where it's like super story focused, those are like really really good.
that's fair. Anyway, no. When it comes to singular best episodes, I just realized that like I own Girls Last Tour, and
Yeah, Girls
narrowing
Last
down.
for every episode. Every episode.
Well, the one my mind went to by default was The Sound of Rain, but that
Sound
is
of Rain
only
is a
part
great
of
one.
an episode.
I mean,
But
there's no episode in Girls Last 2 which I think is like fully just like one sequence.
there is. There is only one single. Oh wait, okay, it's treated as one sequence.
Well, the thing is, the manga doesn't have any like one that lasts long enough.
This
So
is
like,
weird actually.
it would be multiple sequences that are like just thematically like similar, like at the moment.
The thing is, I actually think they're one sequence in the life, basically, the facility episode where they, hang around with the fish.
I mean, that one is like a few chapters. I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember. I have the manga. I could also.
I'm pretty sure
check.
that's a few chapters.
Let's take a look. I've got the manga right beside me as it stands. Oh, it was not this volume.
I think that is volume 3 or 4. It's 3 or 4.
I actually picked up 3 at first, and it wasn't 3. So it'll be 4. Let's take a quick culture, train wavelengths, cups. Did I read it? No? Hold on. It must be four. It must be free then.
It feels like free.
mm,
Is it 2? It can't be 2. It feels like it's
Labyrinth,
so
picking
great.
anything like spirals, tech. Oh, technology, water tank life. Oh no, it is volume 3 and it is 3 chapters. Never mind.
Yeah, told you.
I think I actually bring it up because those, like, technology aquarium life is they're exploring a facility. They find an aquarium in the facility, and then the robots disassemble the facility in the facility. It is 3 chapters, and they are technically the different episodes or whatever in the way that that works with Girls Last Tour. But compared to others, I think those
And
are
yeah,
the most.
it all happens in the same spot, so it's like.
Yeah, it's the most singularly.
And there's cutoffs because it's a manga chapter, so there's like thematic cutoffs where like.
Yeah, but it's like bath journal laundry episode 2. Those are like, it almost feels like you could consume those in any order and it wouldn't really matter.
You know, the real problem with Girls Last Tour not getting finished is the real problem with Girls Last Tour not being finished is that we never got to get the smoking one.
It's true. That would have been so good.
The smoking episode would have been so. I mean, obviously, okay, I will say something. I could see Girls Last Tour backstory episode being one of the best episodes of anime of all time.
That's fair.
If because the backstory bit is definitely like, when I read that physically after like having watched the anime like years ago, I was like immediately like, I'm so sad that this was like never done. This is so good.
I had that feeling for like the entirety of reading the manga, just because it's like.
And the manga, like I've seen like everything up to that point, but then like obviously I get to like the new things that I have not seen before, and then I was like, this is so sad.
No.
Because I'm pretty sure it's like right after. So it's
in
like,
my case, it was also just a thing of like, this would be like 6 more episodes tops to adapt all of these. Like they were so close to being a complete adaptation.
And they didn't have the time slot, so they can't. I guess.
Yeah, I know. Whoa. I think I reached the top of the region.
It would be great if, like, as an OVA, it was like released. You know how like Horimiya released like a new season.
Horimiya, the missing pieces.
Yeah, they should do that for Girls Last Tour, just like a few episode OVA.
I wouldn't mind.
And I would just, that would be so good. That would be so good. Like the 2 final volumes of Girls Last Tour, they slap so hard.
They really do. It's.
They read the sad portion.
God, we're now super duper close to Shimaji being finished as well, and
Yeah, it's definitely like ending right this volume.
Yeah. I would like an anime adaptation, even if just.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it's not necessary, you know. Like I've read the manga, I've enjoyed the manga a lot. I'm gonna score it insanely high. Like it's not like.
Yeah.
It's not like I need the anime or anything.
I would like it. Like,
yeah.
The thing about Shimeji is, if they give Shimeji to like a cool team, they could like do like the Bochi thing of like crazy animation stuff. Like Shimeji definitely opens the door for that a lot.
Yeah, no, certainly. Like it's one of those things where the manga is so like visually inventive, I suppose, to where it's like, if you're gonna adapt this, you kind of.
Shimeji is definitely.
You gotta do a good job.
The thing about Shimeji is like, it's because it's like about dreams. It's so like compared to Girls Last Tour. Girls Last Tour was like a crazy post-apocalypse thing, but Shimeji is just like super wacky. Like there's so much wacky in Shimeji. Like obviously the goodest of ways.
It would need to be a really good studio and not like 8-bit.
And what's the studio that Girls Last Tour again?
White Fox.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Girls Last Tour adaptation is immaculate. So if they.
White Fox are just like a solid fucking studio, really.
Yeah, it would be great.
I don't know if White Fox are like a studio that necessarily makes like standouts in a sense.
The thing about White Fox, I remember like looking for like this. Like the thing is I think it's one of the studios that I have like the highest rating on because every time I watch a show from them, it's like a banger. Like because they rarely do like a shitty adaptation of like something I don't care about. It's they only do good ones.
They're good for like. I never like think of their adaptation work specifically as like, especially or more like their visuals, I guess. None of it.
White Fox has ReZero. That's why you hate them.
Stand out. but like what they do, they're just like really good at.
Yeah.
You know,
And then
you'll
there's
get like solid. Not even like, oh, this is mediocre. It's just like, yeah, this just looks like pretty good, pretty consistent.
oh yeah, it's the Order of Rabbit. You like that one?
Yeah. They only did like a season of that.
They don't do a lot of shows, but the shows they do are generally good.
Yeah, no, I think they're probably just good at like pacing themselves or something. So they don't get like a JC staff problem where it's like they do too many shows.
Oh,
so they all
JC
kind
staff
of
is
look,
actually an insult, Josh. We don't say that around here. JC staff could be a slur.
You're so right. Yeah, no, I like. White Fox are just in like a comfortable. They're better than middle ground. They're not like maximum high ground, but they're good. They're good. You know, if White Fox is adapting your series. Yeah.
It was up there. Like they're not known for like crazy Sakura, but they're. I would say
that's kind of what I mean. Yeah. You hear about Mappa and you've got sound expectations.
That's the thing.
You don't
People
get
are
that for
so
White Fox.
People are way too Sakura pilled. People are like, an anime is bad unless they like spend like $1 bajillion on like trying to like boom your eyes with one scene looking really good. I guess it's like the artistic problem of like, I'm sure some artist person will say that like, by like focusing on like purely the material points of like this, you're like ruining art. Like someone would say something like that probably. Which obviously that is also like too stupid to like someone who says that is obviously being stupid, but I can see like definitely like if like your standard of something being good is like, oh, they have to like just try to like make something look really cool, like then I mean yeah, you're kind of focusing too much on the visuals, I would say. Like
I mean, I think it's important to focus on visuals, but it's important to understand that visuals means more than just
the thing is,
moments.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like the visuals, I would say have to like the show has to like as a whole look good. Like just like if a show really just bounced like I mean it's like what Mikuma I think has said before in a very like good take before. If your show turns into I can watch your show on Sakura Bow, your show sucks.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Which is. That's why I end up liking Kyoani shows where it's like a constant state of this animation is really good, but it's also not like. Yeah, I guess it's not like overwhelmingly. These are the scenes that we want you to know are the really good ones that we cared about a lot.
Gosh,
it's like
Blue Lock looks good,
show
right?
kind of feels like it. Blue Lock, Blue Lock is in like a. It's in a nice middle ground where it's. There's a lot of I think quite ugly, like CGI and compositing effects. The show doesn't animate super well, but it's got a lot of really like good, impactful still frames. Really, they're not even still; they're like slightly motion. It has striking visuals without necessarily being of like a technically super complex.
I think I've never been this anxious about a shitty studio like 8-Bit doing something I like.
Yeah,
come on,
yeah.
8-Bit.
No, I know, Bando.
Well, 8-Bit is doing like no anime this year, so I hope they focus on
for what it's worth, there were some like interesting visuals within the Shy PV.
Nah, I disagree.
Like, there's like a couple. Although
I like
it's
the
visuals,
comic skill shots that are like a reference to comics.
Yeah, that's kind of the stuff I had in mind. I think the core
like
art style seems like it's been adapted a bit.
The core, that's like the least real thing anyone has ever said. The art style is completely off. It's like the generic 8. It's like a generic 8.
But no, I didn't like finish my sentence by the way.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, wait, I have my Tiana already. Okay, I threw a quick ball at this. That was a waste. But yeah, no, like, I don't really love how the anime looks, and even even trying to like distance myself from the manga and just like take it on its own terms, I still don't really like how Shy anime looks.
I hate.
Yeah, that one's.
I think I wouldn't mind it if it was like, I would be like, oh yeah, it's okay, whatever. Like, anime be anime. Probably if I didn't know the original, but I think the original art style is very good and charming. But I guess it's like in general just something I don't like when an art style is not captured. I guess the only time I will disagree about an art style capture not being being a bad thing is with JJK, because original JJK and
I mean, for what's worth, Girls Last Tour it doesn't look like Girls Last Tour manga.
I think it works. Nah. They still look like potatoes basically.
Yeah, but I mean, like, take, like, the world, you know? That, like, sketchy Tsukumisa thing's been replaced with, like, super high detail fidelity.
I think it's rare that like anime do like actually engage in like trying to make something look like a sketchbook stuff. It's like something that most anime adaptations
It
just don't do.
happens, but yeah, it's not exactly common. That's more
Honestly,
like your Masaki Yuasa type shows.
it, I mean, it gives like a different vibe, which is good. I
Yeah,
feel
to be clear, Bando, I literally bring that up in like just in relation to you said like, oh, you don't like when they don't try to capture an art style.
I think generally it is a good idea to do it. I mean, like the options are either you try to capture the art style or you try to go for like a different art style you think like is like an improvement or like, but like if they showed us just like yeah, but if they showed us like we can't do this art style, we're just gonna like do like an economical generic one, then I'm gonna like say nah.
Yeah, that's the part that sucks. When you, basically if you take something distinctive and remove the distinctiveness from it,
If you
that's where
make
it
the
starts getting
choice
weak.
out of any if you make a choice out of any reason that is not passion, then bad.
See, that's where I really, really enjoy how Dave Pro have been adapting JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Because Araki's art style as a
All
mangaka
right.
is
Oh,
so...
hold on. The first 4 seasons of JoJo, the absolute bangers, I would say. Everyone agree. Okay, the first 3, they look great, and the fourth one is still great. I think part 5 had like a lot of part 5 fits, but has a lot of problems animation wise, and part 6 I think also had animation problems, but like
Out of curiosity, have you, did you watch Part 5 Blu-ray? Or TV?
I think I did not go over the Blu-ray again afterwards.
Yeah,
Because,
okay. No, I just
I know
bring
that
that
the
up
Blu-ray.
because...
I know for
Yeah.
David production, like the Blu-ray versions are actually like such big improvements because the TV
Yeah.
versions are always like just full of errors and shit and
Yeah, no,
garbage.
I bring that up in relation to the fact that Part 5 might look substantially better on Blu-ray. I haven't actually watched it on Blu-ray myself. Anyway, no,
And the Part 4 had that issue,
a general
so you
rule,
can see that.
I bring this up just in terms of, like, Araki, the mangaka, his art style changes, like, over time very, very visibly throughout all of JoJo's. And
That's
it's
true. That's
not
true.
like a linear between parts things, you know? Like, there's the classic Part 3 Josuke panel, which is pulled from the beginning of Part 4, where his art style hadn't really changed from the Part 4 art style. So Josuke just looks completely like the kind of blocky, super angular, sharp style that Part 3
Yeah.
had. And,
I would say Araki's art style is very consistent from like Part 1 to 4, like early portions.
It still changes a lot between those, dude.
And art, I mean, every like.
Have you
obviously
seen
a
Part
mangaka's art
1?
style is honestly different.
Yeah, I have. Part one, Part 1 and Part 2 are fairly similar visually. Part 3 is quite a dramatic difference. I would argue it's honestly like, in many ways, it feels like the most visually distinctive art style that Araki had. Then Part 4.
The most visually distinctive art style is like modern Araki stuff.
I mean, I think Part 3 doesn't look like anything else I've ever seen.
Yeah, Part 3 looks. I mean, it's okay. I don't know. Modern JoJo looks so different sometimes.
It still does.
Yes,
But anyway, I just bring it up in like, because the art style of a part will be different at the start of that part to the end of that part, just because of Haraki's like changing inspirations or whatever as an artist. I appreciate that what Dave Pro does is it kind of just singles out what it thinks is the style for this part, and then just goes all in on that style. The character designs of JoJo anime are like picked from what they think is like the ideal representation of that part, and then they try to always go for that. And I like that a lot. I think it gives each part a very strong visual identity in the context.
I think I've never heard that one before. I thought most JoJo fans just hate David production after Part 3.
I can't comment.
I've heard Dave. I mean, it's probably for art style reasons that the art style is like less. I mean, most people agree that like economically they have to change the art style because. I think it's probably more that like, starting with Part 4, like, yeah, like the TV release is just super shit, and like the Blu-ray release has like just completely changed. Like, a really different show. Like, so many just completely redrawn things from start to finish redrawn. Yeah.
I mean, for what it's worth, I haven't watched JoJo in several years. Like I don't exactly like remember, you know, oh, this
Josh,
is
I
a
think you,
moment that looks super
Josh,
like ugly or
I
weird
think
or
you really
whatever.
forgot how in part 5 everyone joked that once a second OP happened, the budget for the show completely ran out.
That's fine. I Again, I am talking about like the intent with the art design, which is to capture like a specific moment in time and use that to represent each part, like collectively. I think that's a good way to do it. I like
I
what
don't actually,
JoJo goes for.
I
Even
don't
just
actually remember what did people say about part 6 again? People like
I
what
don't
part
know. I
6 was?
didn't watch part
It was
six
pretty
yet.
ass.
Yeah, but, like, Josh, I'm pretty sure you're the only person I've ever heard say like try to like basically justify their production post part 3. I think most people really don't like their production post part 3.
For what's worth, they did this in part 1 and part 2 as well, by the way, and part 3
The
as
part
well.
1 and I think part 1 and part 2 look good.
Part 1, okay, Bando. The point I'm going for isn't even about like literal art and animation quality.
Okay, Josh.
Like,
Nobody. The thing is, nobody has this take. Nobody's like, I think their intentions were good. Like most people, are like, no, I think what they actually do is what matters.
okay, but that's not what I'm going for at all.
Like, I understand what you're trying to say, but the thing is, this is the first time I heard this because most
Right,
people don't.
okay, this only
don't do
applies
this.
to parts 1, 2, and 3 then, okay? Even in the gap between episode 9 and episode 10 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the TV anime which adapted part 1 and 2 in like the same production cycle, there is an immediate noticeable difference in art style and character designs.
All right, Josh. I think I think I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah, Dave Pro basically they tried to make every part look visually distinctive from one another collectively, as opposed to like the actual manga where the art style changes gradually. You know, the end of part 1 and the start of part 2 look exactly the same in the manga. The end of part 2 and the start of part 3 look the same. The end of part 3, the start of part 4 look the same. Dave Pro separates them and it gives each part its own. This is what this part looks like. And that is the thing I respect. That's what I'm going for. That is my angle.
But people didn't like Pokemon Paladin wins. What the fuck?
That's
So-
fucked up.
I've
Got a rating of
watched it yet.
64.
That's fucked up.
People don't fucking rate shorts high ever. They're bastards. How do you take
Josh,
photos of yourself in this
Hey Josh,
fucking game?
I'm looking
I
at
don't know.
like Wit Studios 2023 anime stuff, and bro, Wit Studios having a bad time. Good, like an ONA with 47%, another ONA with 62%.
Hold on,
Which
no,
studio
okay,
makes
Bando.
a million ONAs with 49%? That's just what which
Okay,
studio
okay,
does.
Okay.
One of their ONAs
but
this
then-
year
but then the
was
other
the
things they
fucking
made, so-
AI one.
But then the other things they made is the Kid Eye anime, which has a 45% rating.
God, they added a fucking roto stick.
They did Ranking of Kings stuff, which is like 70%, and then they did Paladin wins, which is 64%. So like, the highest thing they made this year so far is the Ranking of Kings, the Treasure Chest Courage, which is 73%, and everything is below 70, but mostly like
I need
a
to
lot of 40s as well.
Motherfucker, I hate this game.
Delete
My
it.
quest objective is to like take a selfie in front of the signboards or whatever. So I did that, and that was wrong. I need to interact with the sideboard so I can take a story cutscene selfie with it.
Okay.
People didn't like that. People didn't like a lot of things they did this year. Yeah, they like it's gonna change when Spike's Family Whole White comes out, because Spike's Family is always rated highly.
Yeah, because
Oh, yeah,
Kino.
wait,
Yo, we should record the next episode of Spike's Family.
This is the studio that did Bubble. That's a movie we watched, and we're like, that was okay.
If we're gonna do the next episode of Spy Family, shouldn't we stop this recording?
Yeah, thanks for
we're still
watching.
recording.
Mugcord Talks. What was this called?
It was initially about
Mugcord
the
discussion.
Unity thing, but
Gaming drama.
Thanks for watching
it
Mugcord
just
Gaming
turned
Drama.
into fucking
There's
a
no-
completely different conversation from
no,
most
no,
of
no.
the
Alright,
Just
you should
call
name
it
you should-
Mugcast.
No. You should call it Huge Gaming Drama, and then like two, like the whatever.
Huge gaming drama
It's just
for,
gonna-
like,
it's gonna
4
be a
minutes, and then we
Mugcast.
talk about like the nature of art.
I
Mugcast
need to-
colon huge gaming drama.
I got it. 1 second. What is this thing called?
Can I stop recording?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. You do it.